Welcome to the Imaginative Storm Writing Prompt of the Week session. I'm James Nave.
I'm Allegra Houston.
And every Saturday morning, we gather with a group of writers on Zoom to generate some written work. And that's what we're going to do with you today.
So that hour consists of us sharing a writing prompt, everybody generating a list of words. We create a community list, as you'll see as we go on, and then everybody writes for 10 minutes. And then everybody reads what they wrote to a breakout Zoom room. So that's what we'll do with you now, with the exception of the breakout room. But we will encourage you to read your work aloud. And actually, let's just take a moment to talk about the importance of that now before we start. Because when you read your work aloud, you develop a different kind of relationship with your work. You're not so critical as when you read it on the page. You can recognize its flaws, but like the way you'd recognize your child's flaws, it doesn't mean you love them any less or they're any less worthy. But you notice their good points more. You notice the good points in your work more. You notice the moments that have pop and energy because you actually feel them in your body when you develop that relationship with your work by reading it aloud. So we want to encourage you always when you write to these prompts, right after you finish, even if it's to an empty room, read your work aloud.
So to begin this momentum toward reading your work aloud, what we're going to do now is share an image, the image we shared with our group on the call, the Zoom call. And what you will do is take a look at the image, respond to the image in however way you please, and write down words or phrases based on your response to the image. And we'll give you 2 minutes to do that. And here's the image now.
So you have your list. And as I said on the Zoom call, we go around the people who are on the call and everybody contributes one word or phrase from their own personal list, and that creates a community list. And the nice thing about that is that you can borrow from other people's imaginations. You don't just have to rely on your own. And we give these words to one another as a gift to use as anybody wants to.
And one of the even nicer things about it, once we get the list, Allegra reads it aloud to the group. So she's going to read the list we collected on our Saturday call to you now.
But I'm going to read it a little more sort of straight since you haven't heard the words before. And here they are. You might want to write these down as I read them, because there is something that happens when they kind of go in your ear and out your hand. But we will also put the list up on the screen during the 10-minute writing period, so you will have it to refer to then. Here's the list. The first step's a doozy. Indisposed. Wow. Magnetic serendipity. Green spaghetti. This looks fun. Sinkhole of my soul. Intestines. Ukraine. Small, dark, and endless. Garbage disposal. Slide to the unknown. Single sock vortex. On the way to the dryer. Way in, way out. I'm not in Kansas anymore. Ley line. Magnetron. Suburbia. Dive. The moon's gravity. Where's the dog? The rectangular world. Can you hear me out there? Into the rabbit hole. Cameo nightmare. Hinting to house guest. Corner of a paper towel. Rainbow bloodstream. Whee! Buyer beware.
As Allegra read the list, you probably noticed you could use any one of those phrases or words as a prompt and take it, circle it, and go from there. Or you maybe also noticed that you could put a considerable amount of them together and create something from the collection that's you pull from your list. However you do it, what we'd like for you to do now is to take 10 minutes, and we'll time you, and generate a piece of writing using your community list as well as your personal list.
If you like. But you don't have to use any of the words from the list at all if you don't want. So you can just let your eyes roam over both lists until one word kind of, hooks you, like hooking a fish. It'll hook your imagination and start there. And maybe you'll depart from the list, or maybe you'll keep coming back to the list for more inspiration, or maybe you'll stick really close to the list and just play around in the words that you have on them. However you do it is great. It's your 10 minutes for you to do what you like, whatever feels like play to you.
So let your imagination take the lead, and let your rational mind follow what your imagination does. Put them together, let them dance, and see what happens. And your 10 minutes begins now. So the image you just worked with came out of a catalog. Allegra discovered it a couple of days ago, and we decided to use it. So we hope it pulled you in as it did us. And if you like what you wrote, please go to imaginativestorm.com, and there you will find some instructions on how you can post it on our circle community, actually publish it, and we'll be able to see what you've written. We'll be able to interact with it, get to know you better. And if you're inspired, we would also love to have you come to our gathering every Saturday morning. It's a Zoom gathering. It's always free, and imaginativestorm.com is where you can find that Zoom link.
So we hope that you will come. And in the meantime, we also want to let you know about our book, Write What You Don't Know, 10 Steps to Writing with Confidence, Ease, and Flow. Actually, it's ease, confidence, and flow.
However you do it, you'll still get down the river.
Exactly.
So,
I've forgotten the subtitle. I've said it so many times. Anyway, how can you write what you don't know? Well, that is much of what you are doing with these prompts. I mean, you don't know what you're going to write to a op art sinkhole rug, but you write something and it surprises you. And if you take that approach into writing about the things that you think you know, or the story you want to tell, perhaps the memoir you want to write, or the screenplay or the novel, but if you keep that don't know approach, that's how you get the fresh original material. That's how you get your imagination to surprise you. And that is the kind of teaching, I don't know, but prompts that will help you do that you will find in our book. We will also have a course available on Teachable, hopefully by the end of March 2023. It's February as we record this. And so far we're on schedule for getting it up, but watch this space.
So thanks ever so much for writing what you don't know and spending this time with us. And we hope to see you very soon.
Thank you. Goodbye.